Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to GrowedUpGeek Gaming, your home for narrative and roleplay focused tabletop role-playing game action. It is Tuesday night. We are back with our long-term flagship campaign this year, using Pathfinder 2nd Edition as our rule set and the Adventure Path Bloodlords. Last week we concluded our Season 1, Book 1 as the Adventure Path goes. Tonight we begin Book 2 and start our second season together here for Bloodlords. Before we do that, we'll do some intros, quick recap, and then jump right into our season premiere for Season 2, Episode 1 that we're calling The Graveclaw. I'll start with the intros. I'm Manny at GrowedUpGeek on your social media, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. If you like what we do here, give us a like, follow, subscribe, high five, fist bump, consent given, pat on the butt. We love the support. Always let us know that we're doing a good job. That's it for me. Let's meet our amazing cast into our now third year together playing Fantasy Nerd Dice. Let us start with Salvatore. Nick, tell us about Salvatore and give us a quick summation of how he feels kind of ending the threat of this poisoning thing that you guys have been after for the first season.
Salvatore is like a mind vampire cleric of Urgathoa. He's feeling, all right. He took a lot of good notes on how to potentially wipe out a living population, and learned a lot of what not to do. But Salvatore loves rewards, so he's sure to get some kind of rewards, or hopes to at least. So his spindly fingers are twiddling.
So your big takeaway from this plot to poison the living minority of Grey Dirge was just could have been done better. I have many notes. No real judgment on the actual plot, much more on its execution.
Yeah.
Okay. Heard. Okay. No judgment. Just making sure we are where we are.
All right. Evil characters.
Fair. All right. Sliding over our orc friend, I'm sorry, who possesses a tiny little shred of potentially important information. Landon, tell us about Kreegan, how he feels. Same question as to Nick about kind of finishing this little task to get kind of to the root of the poisoning.
See, as an ogre, I just have to say, donkey.
Yeah.
But
get out of my swamp.
Get out of my swamp. No, I'm super pumped today. Kreegan is very pleased to have taken care of the menace that is Kepgeta. Even though he is tainted by necromantic energy, he is still technically among the living, and it would not go well if the rest of the living died, because he still has to eat like a living. He can't just subsist off of, what the undead eat. Certainly not like the Velatorana, who just eats people's minds. So Kreegan needs grain. He needs meat, and he will eat, corpses, but he really wants fresh animals, not people. So
got it. The Drake meme. All right.
Yeah.
So a vested interest in not poisoning the living minority of Grey Dirge. Cool. We are halfway through the party, and no big condemnation about just trying to poison people in general. One of them doesn't want to starve. One of them just thinks they could have done better.
Kreegan has no idea what'll happen to him if he dies. A lot of undead, they get destroyed, and living can come back. But where he's kind of in the middle, he doesn't know what's going to happen to him. So he doesn't want to have anything to do with him dying.
Right.
So.
Vested interest. Got it. Not that we're going to get any condemnation from our next player. Tenta, tell us about our newest member, Milky Boy. And then also, where he comes out. I'm genuinely curious to see where Milk comes out on this, thwarting this plot to poison the living of this town.
I'm Tenta. I play Milk. Milk is a ghoul goblin. He's a gunslinger. He's a former professional wrestler champion one time. He is glad to be amongst the solution. He knows what it's like to be alone, and for, to have that large of a population being wiped out, that would be lonely for him. He wouldn't want that. So he's pretty amoral. But for the most part, he appreciates helping out, feeling useful.
Amoral genocide, maybe we'll see. I don't have anybody to talk to.
I'll save him because I want somebody to yak at. Yeah.
We've also described as Milk as down with the thickness and non-plus with the blunderbuss. All right, enough of you weirdos. Let's get back to like the obvious answers that we're looking for as moral people. Lewis, tell us about Vorys and how a normal person with a soul feels about stopping this plot to poison the living. Pay no attention to the fact that Vorys is the most alive out of everybody. Go.
I am Lewis. I am playing Vorys, who formerly town guard of, this town is lovely town that he's called home for the last little while. And I guess he would want to see it stopped just, because he is living. He would like to keep on living. But it also means that it solidifies him more in this town. Gives him more of a reason to try and make it in here. Other than that, he's still feels a little cautious around some of his companions. They they do lead to dangerous situations at times. So that's but I also lead them in a dangerous situation. So
There's a lot of Sweet Caroline reaching out, touching you, touching me going on with Milky Boy and various
doors
or slime, just whatever, man. Just go touch it, bro. You're like a toddler.
He's just a very curious, very small guy.
You're like a toddler. Just don't put it.
He's only 13. I mean,
I don't know.
He's a fully grown goblin. He was a grown goblin at 5.
I would say you're 3 feet tall, though. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So these great creative beings are the ones I have spent the last 2 years of Tuesdays together, and I couldn't imagine doing anything else. So last week in our season finale, after a mess of clues, unraveling the slow poisoning of what's her name? Berline Helderly, the local bloodlord. Her farm was poisoned. She tasked the party with tracking down the kind of root of this. And after some twists and some turns, they eventually found that the blame lay at the feet of the Three-Fingered Hand gang, led by Kepgetta the Hag Nailed. Great name. They tracked her poisoning operation and her poisoner to the Crooked Coffin Inn after not so subtly barging their way in, passing through a horde of zombies, killing a poisoner, awakening some bodies, touching some ooze, petting some undead doggos, and eventually killing Kepgetta the Hag Nailed. The party has put a stop, at least temporarily, to this overarching plot. And when we begin, we will pick up exactly where we left off, the party having defeated Kepgetta, clearing the room of searching it. And in the south part of the room remains one human being who they had walked past, and we left the episode on last week. That when approached by Vorys, she did not look relieved or excited, that she looked just as terrified as when Kepgetta was alive, and her only words were, "Are you here to rescue me, or are you here to kill me?" And with that, we'll pick up Season 2 of our campaign Bloodlords, Episode 1, The Graveclaw. The room stinks. This pot is oh, no, wait. You dunked something in the pot, yeah? Kepgetta, yeah?
I put Kepgetta in the pot.
Yeah,
and
we put her in the pot.
Okay.
And
her
I
items
need you-
bubbled to the top.
yeah, and I got the frightened state from taking all that shit out of there.
Okay. So this pot with what you did not loot from Kepgetta floating, it looks like a hot laundry pot sitting there. It stinks even worse than it did before. The room is quiet. You can kind of hear the doggos outside, a little excited with all the combat that had been going on. And you approach the cage, this kind of meek, quiet-looking woman, red hair, head half down. Are you here to kill me, or are you here to rescue me?
We mean to rescue you. Why would you think I would be here to kill you?
Who are you? Who are you?
I work for the Bloodlord of this town. That's all you need to know of me. Who are you?
My name is Alti. I work for the Export Guild, and I'm Kepgetta's prisoner.
Well, prisoner no more. Come with us. We'll be leaving here shortly.
Oh, okay. You sure you're not here to kill me? Yeah, I'm not. If you are, just get it over with. I don't want to step out and think I'm getting out of here. And
Ask me one more time, and I will kill you.
okay, I'm sorry. I just assumed.
I could leave you in this cage. Would you like to stay here?
No, I guess not.
All right then. So your best interest is to come with us, and we shall sort all of this out.
Okay. And so let's go ahead.
Kreegan is going to look at Milk and say, "This means you cannot eat her.
What?
This means you cannot eat her."
He looks back over at her and hisses at her.
Kreegan pulls out a water ball. Bad Milk.
Squirts him.
Hits him right in the ear. He's like, ah!
While Kreegan is punishing, doing negative reinforcement on Milk, Salvatore is gonna slide over here and, "Why were you in this cage?" And he's gonna take a hold of his hand and right on the side of his neck and get a little drink of that sweet mind wine.
You're gonna mind winder it. Nice.
Do you need to roll or anything, or you just? What is the?
No, I just get to do it unless he fights me, and then I have to make an athletics check against him.
Okay. She's too haggard, too like physically exhausted, but you can also just look at her and just mentally fried, barely capable of like following like eye movement. She just kind of stands there and kind of staggers. Clothes hang off of her, just like a shell of a person.
So I'm just getting like the bottoms of the Slurpee, just the.
Do you? All right. So you get memories, yeah.
Drain, thoughts, just like their like top senses or whatever, like thing that they're like they focus on
Okay.
a lot.
Okay. We're gonna do this in chats. So as you do that, you. So it's a young wine. It's not very mature. It's not very complex. It is pretty straightforward when you take a little sip.
Alright.
So if we're ready to go, let's go.
Yeah, let's make sure to take her with us to. In case
What's with the creatures in the top? Are they?
Oh, I forgot to delete those. I was making sure the modules were working in Boundary.
Okay. I was.
Yeah.
You had me just worried. I was like, wait a second.
Why are there two
Oh,
demon
whoa.
chickens over here, and why have we not addressed this?
I'm so sorry. I was trying to prevent technical issues before the stream. Unfortunately, I caused some, I guess.
That's fine. Like, hey, why isn't anybody acknowledging this?
All right. Yeah, I think we looted everything. So yeah, we all just want to dip.
Yeah. You gonna cut back to like the bar where everybody's chilling?
I'd like to bring her to the front where we have dude chained up and other dude.
Chilling.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and what, you guys are just gonna make your way back through the way you came?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So we'll just kind of hand wave the walk through. It stinks. You can still hear the dirge piper.
Oh yeah, we got to make sure to tell Berline about that.
Oh,
that
dude,
place.
that's one of my top priorities. To
The
make sure
undead
that-
back.
this whole tent's gonna get burned to the ground. Or we could unleash it on other people. You know, I'm down to see what happens.
Well, are you gonna burn it down now? Like
Ah.
before we?
There's a possibility. I'm thinking about it.
I want to like if she's never seen that guy, I want to like take him with us somehow.
We can't take him with us. That's the problem.
What if we take this plan, move it?
Because basically, what Vorys discerned last time is that he puts the undead in a state of basically just like malleable. Like you can basically just turn them into your puppet.
Well, I know, but we could put him in a box, and
Do you got a box?
there are boxes in this.
I'm not
in the
carrying
room.
that thing. I'm not carrying him.
Kreegan over there pretending he's not gonna carry it.
Kreegan's the pack mule here.
Yeah, I'm looking at the dragging rules to see how much weight Kreegan can actually. So trans bulk is half. So doesn't say bulk. Apparently, since they're medium, they would be 3 bulk, and at half speed, that means I could take about I could drag like 3 people at half speed. So it may take us a bit. Yeah.
All right, well, fuck it. Let's just burn it down and tell her about him.
No, I mean like I said, whenever we come back after we tell her about him, but I also would not like to, I don't know, leave a guard here or something. Like I guess. Do you think I could use some of my old contacts? I give you a society roll, see if I can get like a guard posted outside.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see.
So
Society.
you make your way back into the front, like, the literal front of this kind of criminal organization, the bar in which you walked into. Sitting there, one of them chained up, one of the original kind of thugs you encountered upon entering the bar. One of them, Seymour Gay, the test subject who had been systematically tortured and whatever they were trying to achieve had not taken. Just sitting there, kind of staring off into space. Your prisoner still seems terrified. Vorys doesn't look like he's moved like an inch.
Excellent.
Not even like adjusted himself to make himself like more comfortable. Just terrified of you as you make your way back into the front of the bar. Eventually, Alti, still kind of skittish and weird, makes her way with you, but makes a point to kind of sit away from everybody else.
I mean, understandable. So, I mean, from PTSD.
Milk's gonna walk over to Salvatore and ask, "Are we gonna give Alti to the Bloodlord too? She has a big garden. Doesn't she need more people to help with the garden?"
Yeah, everybody needs help with their garden.
Are we gonna give Alti to the Bloodlord?
We'll cross that bridge later. We will have a meeting with the Bloodlord, though. She does need to know about all this, and any living people should at least introduce themselves.
The prisoner is absolutely terrified.
Perfect.
This is what he was afraid of the whole time. I'm sure Vorys is emphasizing words like alive and things, making them a little louder, even though you're talking to your crew, making it so that your guy can hear you. Semonge just kind of like seems unfazed by everything. He can hear you, just kind of blasé. And at the mention of the Bloodlord and the living, Alti is suddenly also very like afraid.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Well, either way, we have questions that need to be answered. And whether they stay in the garden is really up to the Bloodlord.
If I tell you something, will you let me go?
Depends what it is, right?
Possibly. It depends. So you're absolutely right.
Milk doesn't have a beard, but he's doing the
stroking his chin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can't go to the Bloodlord. I know what she does there. Sometimes she does it to people that deserve it. Other times she does it because she's bored.
And you're telling me things that I already know. So the meter is now running not in your favor.
I helped Kepgeta poison the Bloodlord's farm.
Ooh, Milk. He walks over to Kreegan's leg. He's, oh,
Right to his kneecap.
Yeah. Did you hear that?
I just let me explain. I belong to the Export Guild, and this being the kind of breadbasket of Geb, I'm aware and privy to grain shipments and where they come from and where they go, and just you don't understand how powerful she is. And she just got inside my head and said that she could get me out of this life. I work in the mailroom of the Mail Guild. Like I wanted a better life, and she promised me that if I would help her. And before I knew it, she just kept me in that cage to poison me and to torture me and to tell me that I was never going to get what she promised, even after I delivered. I swear to you, I didn't know what she was going to do with the information. Who cares about grain shipments? I didn't think it was anything. I wanted out of this life. I'm sorry. I thought that's why you were here. And that's why I assume that you're here to kill me.
Like I said, if you'd like me to kill you now, just tell me. I'll do it. I'll gladly make it to where you don't see the Bloodlord.
That's all I know. Capgetta took her orders from something called the Graveclaw. And that's who she was working for.
Kreegan will say the Graveclaw. Seems like there's more people to kill, and he's gonna like smile as he's sort of getting excited thinking about it.
Vorys is gonna walk over to the chick, and he's gonna go, you were a Carter, and you wished to make a better life after our guild crashed, yes?
I deserve a life better than somebody who keeps track of a ledger.
Do you think I deserve a better life than that?
I think we all do.
And how did you go about changing your life?
I was desperate and I listened to somebody I shouldn't have.
So you try to take the easy way.
Yes.
I can respect that. I've taken the easy way a couple times in life, and it set me back. And then I had to work my way up from the bottom. You said you were in the mailroom, yes? You had a job, it sounds like.
My whole family's been in the export guild. I just started.
A job is a job. I mean, you can work your way up from anywhere. Look at me. I was a simple guard standing outside, breaking up fights. You think me, alive, human, breaking up fights between undead and living or just undead, you think that's easy?
No.
Nothing in life is easy. Everything in life comes with struggle. I know this more than most. But you know what? Struggle makes you who you are. Struggle gives you things to learn from. Do you want to continue learning? Or were you just trying to make your way up and out so you could just leave this place?
I want to get out. This isn't a place for people like me and you. We don't belong here. I hate to say it, but the way they treat us here is the way we treat them anywhere else in the world. And I have learned so much from that experience, just how awful people can be.
Shouldn't that be the reason why you go out to change it?
It's too big. The Bloodlord that you threatened to send me to, she's in it for cruelty.
She's just another cog in the wheel too. She's
the smallest cog, but look all she can do.
You're absolutely right.
You
know what? She can get herself into just as much trouble as you can.
I don't believe that, but if you're gonna let me go. That's everything I know. If you're gonna take me.
What you did was you just admitted to me that you knew what was happening here. Why would I let you go now?
I didn't. She wanted grain shipments. I didn't know what they were for. I didn't know.
Was it your job to give that information out?
No.
Was it your job to lead her to this place?
No.
So you're basically saying that I should forgive you because you took a blind eye.
I gave something to somebody without knowing what they were going to do with it.
And in life, that has consequences. What those consequences will lead to be? Not for me to say. But just know, I was a Carter too. I was one of the few living members on my team. Do you think it was hard whenever we were disbanded? I had run to Geb as a place to hide. Do you think that having my hiding spot taken from underneath me was easy for me? Do you think that I was just going to turn back to where I came from and give them what they wanted because it was hard for me? No. You know why? Because I chose the path that I took, and I must take every step that's on that path. If you choose to skip stones on the path, you could fall. You could fall right off the path, which is what you did. I'm trying to get you back on the path. Would you like to be back on the path?
I don't care anymore. Just set me free.
Okay. So Vorys will unsheath his sword and run her through.
Doesn't fidget. Doesn't anything. Just.
And he'll draw his sword back out. Blood on the cloak. And he'll take and just kind of lay her down on the floor, you know, just kind of where we left everyone else that we killed in just kind of like a heap where they laid. I'd actually like to just give her just a little bit of dignity, just kind of like lay her there and cover her in her own cloak.
Okay. The
Dress her up like Weekend at Bernie's.
prisoner, absolutely terrified. Just, if I know you're not going to let me go, but if just do me the honor of running me through like you did her. Don't cover me up. Don't leave me any type of way. Just don't take me to see her.
Kreegan will step up when he starts saying that, and just like give him a kick to the rib, and he says, "You don't deserve mercy. They deserved mercy." And then he'll let Vorys say his piece.
Like, you're pretty big, so like even like a light kick, you probably broke like a couple of ribs. Like, you could hear my man kind of wheezing, and just like tear down his eye. Still less scared of you than the prospect of going to the Bloodlord.
Are you scared?
Hell yeah, I'm
As
fucking
much
scared.
as she was.
Fuck yeah.
How guilty are you?
I mean, just criminal. Nothing. Not part of some conspiracy. I never been in the back room. Hang out here in the bar. Rough up people who ask too many fucking questions. Your little friend up in here just came in and just started poking around. He didn't have a chance to do anything. Poisoner takes
Kreegan will
off.
say, "Little friend."
That's right, you heard me.
He's just gonna
Throwing
look at
out dudes
himself.
twice your size.
See?
Uh,
It seems you still want to live, though. She didn't. She didn't want to live anymore. She chose to give up. Are you choosing to give up?
If it's giving up or going to see her, yeah, man. Give up, game over.
No. See?
No, we've already had one give up. We're taking this guy to the Bloodlord.
Oh, he's already going to the Bloodlord. I'm just trying to show him that, you know, death isn't always the thing that's coming, man. There's not, death isn't always what's coming. It is
You know what?
inevitable, but it's not
You-
always the next thing around the corner.
And Kreegan may not be the smartest person, but he finds it hard to believe that the bartenders of the bar with a crazy witch lady in the back
nothing.
room. Had no idea what was going on.
Hey, man.
And Kreegan's not that brought, but he can put 2 and 2 together.
So he just kind of sitting there, kind of arguing with you, like, fuck you. This is how it's going to be. I have rights. Like, just, being very indignant. In the back, sitting at the bar, you'll hear this.
And I'll look over my shoulder.
I do not mean to disturb your administration of the Bloodlord's justice, and by all means, I encourage you to do as you must. This leaves the unresolved issue of me. Am I free to go?
Remember, you have to go answer some questions. We will vouch for you, though. Would you like to stay here?
No.
I can make it to where you stay here as well.
She can't do anything more to me than's already been done.
See, you're not expecting death, so death may not come to you. All these others expected death. They expected the hand thrown down at them. You never know.
He gets up, kind of resigned.
Just know, we will go to bat for you if you go to bat for us.
Very well. If there is nothing else, let us be off to see Bloodlord Howdley.
Let's do it.
Okay.
And before we actually leave, the first bartender that we slew, Kreegan's just gonna like chop off an arm and just like toss it to Milk to chew on. You got some jerky for the road.
You're not you when you're angry.
You're muted, Tenta. Sorry.
Milk is glad to have it. He takes a bite and throws the rest in his pack.
All right. So you make your way out of the Crooked Coffin Inn Tavern.
Tavern? I thought it was the tavern.
Yeah, I think it's tavern.
All right.
Is that in the meat market?
It is.
I thought it was Bone Scrape. I thought it was like over here.
Court of Ghouls. It's the.
Oh.
It's. Yeah. How do you get the little pink thing?
Hold down your left mouse button.
Okay. It's actually it's right here. The red one's me.
I think it's shift. If you do shift and click, you can pull everyone's attention. It'll set everyone's there.
Ah.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Cool.
Right here. It's right here.
Pay attention.
I love that. Right here.
We're at. So you make your way out of the Crooked Tavern Inn. Thug in chains. Simon Gay just kind of along for the ride. And as you do so, once again, it is by now pretty getting to be early evening, 5-6 o'clock. You've been in the tavern most of the day. The situation outside looks to have gotten marginally worse. Another day has gone by with an unsteady food supply. The people are getting quite angry. They seem to get very quiet when you guys get nearby. The tales of Vorys telling people to hush carried a little bit, so everybody's rebel, 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 rebel until you come around the corner, then they're rebel, 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 rebel. And then as soon as you're gone again, rebel, 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 rebel.
It's all right, as long as I don't have to hear it when I walk by.
And then eventually you make your way to the Haldley estate with many, many puzzled looks as people pass you by, mostly pertaining to the dude in chains, which, Kreegan, are you carrying? Are you dragging him?
I think Kreegan would at least want to drag him like at the waist level, so maybe he has him like chained up but dragging him by the hands. Just because this guy, Kreegan wants him to feel pain before his ultimate demise of Berline. He just doesn't want to break him because he still wants him to be of use to
Is he on his own
So
feet, or
if he can't keep up, he's being dragged. If he is keeping up with us, then yeah, he's on his feet.
okay?
But
Is Kreegan moving at a
Kreegan is not
deliberately
slowing down.
quick pace?
Yeah, Kreegan kind of likes watching this guy suffer.
Okay.
So Kreegan might like jerk the chain sometimes just to like trip this guy up.
I imagine Vorys did a very good Guard Academy textbook job of chaining my guy up. So part of that is probably going to be to, kind of isolate the legs and tighten them up. So anything beyond like a pretty regular hop is a pace that my man cannot sustain. So you're going to start off slow. He's going to hop, 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 and then you're just going to take off running. He's going to fall, and it's Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark, and he's just like all over the place. After a couple of blocks, you see him trying to turn over, so at least he's being dragged on his back and not getting like rocks and shit in his face, cobblestones, God knows what. Sparks flying when you really decide to pick up the pace. People definitely getting out of your way. Nobody stops you and asks, what are you doing and why are you dragging this man behind you?
Perfect. Because Kreegan, he'd probably tell them if they asked, but I feel like that would make the people want to kill this guy, and that's not really the goal.
As you make your way up, like I said, it's early evening, 5, 6 o'clock, so the sun's typically up by now. And you would see in your days here that the activity in Haldely's garden is pretty 24 hours a day. Her attendants don't need sleep or food or anything like that. So it's a round the clock operation. So you walk up, gates are closed, the 2 guards are there, but on the other side of the barred gate, you can still see through it. There's nothing going on. Empty. House looks dark. Nothing going on in the yard.
Suspicious.
That's very out of the ordinary.
I don't think Kreegan is really going to care at this point, and he will walk through the gate unless something attacks at him.
They're not going to stop you, but the gate is closed and it's locked. So eventually you're just going to kind of like bump up against it. And the guards are going to look at you. Mr. Haldely.
You'll have to forgive him. He's a little different. Is the lady home?
Unfortunately, she is not. She left not too long ago and is not expected to return, we believe, this evening. She did let us know that we would be expecting you. And you can see them looking at you to make sure they got everything correct. Like, little baby goblin ghoul with shotgun, big-headed thought vampire, giant ogre, city cop. Yes, she was expecting perhaps your return. She sends her apologies. And also that anything you would like to drop off, the guards and I will take custody of to allow you to go about your lives. And their fate will be addressed at your next meeting with Mistress Haldely.
So we have one to drop off, and I'll just kind of like usher Kreegan to bring the chained one forward.
Yeah, he grabs him by the feet and like
He
picks
just hangs him upside down like a fish.
Yeah, like a fish. And he just like hangs him on the gate, like one of the little spike things. He just like hangs him there, and he says, "Just make sure the lady gets her gifts."
And you can just see he's like terrified. and they're gonna.
I could imagine like squirming.
They're gonna kind of look at him, and you can see him kind of look inside the gate and do some hand signals. And walking up from like the main house, you can see they sent like 4 more guards to obviously get dude down and to attempt to drag him because they're no, Dampier orc. Okay, one to drop off, and the other.
He shall stay with us. He was a prisoner before. We'd like for him not to be a prisoner now. So he'll stay with us, and upon the lady's return to the city, he will again return with us to address her in person.
Very well. I assure you, the lady thanks you for your continued service to not only the Bloodlords, but to GrowedUpGeek itself. And I am sure that once she returns, a meeting will be atop her agenda.
Excellent. We look forward to hearing.
Very well. Kind of nod. They go back. 4 guys you can see like kind of just standing there like, how the fuck are we going to get him off?
Kreegan, will you help them?
Kreegan just like grabs him by the feet again, lifts him off the chain.
Just drops him on the ground.
Yeah, just drops him on the ground.
Like a tea bag.
I got rights. You can't just leave me with this psychopath.
He gives him one last kick, like kick in the in the groin, like in the inside of the leg. Just and then he just walks off.
I have rights. You can't do this to me. And you can see like a couple of guards like try to drag him. It's going to take like 2 or 3 of them to get them even up to like a fraction of the pace that Kreegan had dragging his ass through the streets. So they close the gates, kind of go back to their kind of sentry posts. Simon Gaze, okay, now what? I am your guest, your cordial prisoner?
You're our guest for now. I'd like to keep this as informal as possible.
And very well. And where shall I be a guest of?
You shall be a guest of Qualock Manor. Our guest.
We're taking this guy home.
You have cells.
Yeah, dude.
Cells are right next to your bedroom.
Yeah, there's some
Kreegan will.
That's true. The cells are right next to my workshop.
Yeah, Kreegan will say, there are only a few warnings. If you go into my room, you will die. If you go downstairs, the goblin will eat you. If you fall asleep in the study, the Velatorano will eat your mind. If you go into the kitchen, our hand will probably stab you, because you will be in his way.
He might just stab you or strangle you just because he's also fucking neurotic.
Yeah.
That he is.
Yeah.
All of these are better than what she would do to me if she had her way. I shall go be your guest at your opulent mansion with your hand servant, your library, your basement, and all of the other trappings of this hellish prison that you seem to want to keep me in.
It's
You're
not
very
hellish.
morose.
We live there. It's a great place.
My room has the window, which is why it is mine.
Yeah, he has a window.
Does it still have that curtain?
It does. He still has the flag as the curtain. It is fixed. It is fixed. He had someone come out and fix it, but he's still using the flag.
Nailed it.
It works. It works.
All right. What would you all like to do?
Vorys wants to go home and get something to eat and go to bed.
Okay.
I want to go home and do some alchemy before I go to sleep, and then when I wake up, I want to do some more alchemy.
All right. Salvatore, anything in town? Kreegan, anything in town?
Oh, where-
Kreegan will probably, if this, we actually have to sell some items first because Kreegan
Oh.
doesn't have enough gold.
Oh, we got a shitload of stuff to sell. So,
Yeah.
oh, we should do that before we go to bed.
well, is Homeboy's store gonna be open?
Yeah, Reds is open.
Okay. Does Reds offer
Guns.
well, no, identification.
Like what kind?
Do we know?
Like
Well, we have like unidentified stuff that
oh
we need.
oh. Probably yes. I thought you were asking for something else. Like, is my man like a forger? And I'm like, damn, bro, why don't you just come out and ask?
Yo, dog, I'm looking for some fake IDs.
Got it. Okay.
So Milk is able to identify.
Oh, he is? Oh, perfect.
Alchemical bombs. Yeah.
Oh, no, I got a dagger and a ring as well.
Okay.
I think he would still.
Chemical friend.
I think the
can-
ring I might be able to do. I don't know. I guess I do. Hold on, let me check my skills. I think I have it.
Milk, you
And-
have Crafter's Appraisal, don't you?
Yeah, I can use crafting instead of a skill associated with a magic tradition to identify the magic on a magic item. So if you hand it to Milk, he can tell you what it is, maybe.
As long as the craftsmanship is like relevant to the magic
All right,
item.
I will move them into trade.
All right, so you guys are gonna go see Red.
Yes.
Not before I identify these things, though, because I
Okay.
don't want to be paying some fool to do that.
Yeah, so all this stuff should be in the trade box now.
What is the trade box?
Under storage, like by the PC tab.
Items?
No, it's the third tab over actors, and then it's under storage.
Looks like a little person.
Trade. Okay.
There it is. All right, and then group storage 2.
No,
trade?
no, trade. Group storage 2 is the stuff we are keeping as a group.
Okay.
Like that's
Okay.
where the stuff that in our house and stuff like that's gonna be.
All right. So what is it that I'm identifying
got-
here?
I got 2 unusual
Unusual
alchemical
rings?
bombs.
Yep.
Unusual dagger, and unusual object, unusual ring, unusual liquid, unusual object.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Get to checking.
Do I have to pull them out of there before I can start?
No, you
Identifying
can just
them,
do
or-
you can just do the rolls.
Yeah, you just do
Yeah.
your roll.
It depends on the level of the item, but they all have like DCs associated with the level of the item on what check you need to identify it.
Okay. Well, let's. Is that something Manny has to do?
I
I
can
just
send
tell him?
Manny the link.
Yeah,
to
if I
that,
get
but
if I can get the table, we're good. But yeah, just make
I just need to make the rolls.
yeah, crafting checks. Thank you.
Here we go.
and at the GM's discretion,
There it
you
goes.
can change any of these too, by the way. But
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here-
Okay, let's do the alchemical bombs first.
Yeah, alchemical bomb.
Okay. First one. Oh. Cool. Okay, hold on. Let's do this because I can. All right. There you go. Now do it that way, this
Oh.
way.
that's super cool. I
Yeah.
didn't even know you could do that.
I thought it just was going to let me, like, just reveal it, but it gives me this prompt.
Oh, that's rad.
All right.
Yeah, so you don't need the table after all.
So, Milk, go ahead and we won't count the first one. We'll do this one. This way the game automates it, and we can make it a lot easier.
All right. That's
Okay, there's that one. There's that one.
It's only giving me a +7, but I have a +9 in crafting. It's weird. Okay, there we go.
No. Why does it say Dahlia?
Does it say Dahlia?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's probably why
I
your
don't know,
crafting is wrong.
Oh, that's bizarre. That's weird. Okay. And now I'm confused because I'm playing Milk.
Go to actors and then double click on Milk and open his character sheet, and then do your proficiencies from that.
So the dagger, if anything that with an arcana I can do. If it needs an arcana, I can do that.
I put the... Okay, so...
That's for the first bomb.
I was sorry, I was muted when I was explaining this. Tenta, if you go to the bottom left of the screen, there should be players. If you go to your name, it says Tenta Dahlia. You right click it and you hit user configuration. You should be able to change your character, whether it should say like selected character. You should be able to like release it or choose Dahlia, not Dahlia, Milk, and then it should make your checks happen for Milk.
Boom. All right.
So
we're good.
Try
Thank
that.
You.
Yeah. I explained that whole thing and I found out I was muted. So, you know.
Well, I appreciate you doing it again because now we're good. There you go, Manny. That's the official roll for the first alchemical bomb.
Okay. You got two. Oh. Okay, yeah. You succeeded on the first two. One of them is an acid flask. One of them is a frost vial.
Yeah, I cackle and shove them into my pocket.
Next is the dagger. Still go ahead and roll crafting. I see the DCs, so.
I say if anything, I can do the dagger as well.
I will take Arcana if you want to do that.
All right, I'll give you an Arcana.
Why not try?
You want it public or you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Oh crap.
Nope.
17. Damn.
Milky, you want to give crafting a shot for the dagger?
I don't see the crafting.
Like I said, give me a crafting check. It's not one of the options.
Oh, just bust one out.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because that feat of yours, the crafter's appraisal, it's not like a standard option. It allows you to replace like Arcana for crafting for like crafted mint.
Nope.
But I guess it didn't matter.
The dagger still remains mysterious.
I
don't know what it is.
Salvatore. The dagger is going to speak to you.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
The number one striking dagger, small bladed weapon held in one hand, is used to stab a creature in close combat. It can also be thrown.
But the Pierce's dagger is very good at stabbing.
Okay.
It's extra stabby.
Then we will have an unusual object. Anybody wants to get in on that, they can go ahead. Milk, give me a crafting roll. I'll do the math. And then an unusual ring as well.
All right, let's do the first one.
I don't know why that was private for you. I don't know.
That's
that was weird.
All right. Hold on. Okay. Kreegan, you are going to recognize the unusual object as a bracelet of dashing. +1
Awesome.
item bonus to acrobatics checks. Okay. All right. And then the unusual ring. Ventriloquist ring. The eloquent copper ring has a miniature image of songbirds engraved around its circumference. You gain +1 item bonus to deception checks.
And you get the ventriloquism once per day.
Okay. And then 2, an unusual liquid and an unusual object.
Let's do the unusual liquid. There it is. Unusual liquid.
Nice.
Lesser antidote.
Very nice. Unusual object.
Don't spill it.
A smoke stick. With a sharp twist of this item, you instantly create a screen of thick, opaque smoke and a burst centered on one corner of your space. All creatures within that area are concealed, and all creatures are concealed to them. Smoke lasts for 1 minute or until it's dispersed by a strong wind.
That's a cool little thing. I was just about to say, that's a cool little thing, right?
Smoke,
there.
essentially a smoke bomb.
Yeah, it's a smoke bomb and a stick. You just go, hiya!
Okay, that's all the objects, yeah? Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay. So as you walk, collectively, you're all able to kind of figure out the mysterious items. As you get there, you notice everybody's been to Reds by now, at least once, maybe. There's a line that's like halfway down the block. Everybody, everybody like clutching like a bindle of stuff, waiting in line. And one by one, you see somebody go in, and then one person come out with like a tiny, tiny little, like what can only be described as a coin purse, guarding it with their lives, and then taking off like up the street, almost to a person at like a full sprint.
Everybody's selling everything. Desperate.
Well, they're still hungry.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Hey, we might be able to pick up some stuff on the cheap.
Maybe. Do you think this guy's got guns?
Didn't he say he was going to look into it for you?
Yeah,
He did.
He said that
He's
it
been
was
collecting.
rare to find.
Yeah, because, you know.
So there's
guns.
there's a huge line.
Yeah. Like 20, 30 people.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
get into it.
So Salvatore's going to go to like the person in the middle of the line,
Okay.
and he is going to pull from his inside of his sleeve that vessel of temptation that we got from the bank and hand it to them.
Ah.
So on it would like appear like a bunch of really delicious food.
And
You're a cold-blooded motherfucker.
their
now.
eyes get like all big, and they clutch it, and they look at you like quizzically. Bless you, sir. Bless you.
Say, this lady's got food.
And she like turns, and the mob's like, what? And you can see like just kind of
Juicy steak.
starting to make their way in.
Diversion successful.
That was the perfect use of that item when everyone in the town is starving.
delete that off of my character sheet. I've been waiting.
like-
That's the only reason I picked that up was to do something with these starving people. They might not be starving for long, so I got to use it now.
It makes me think of just like Black Friday. All these people like rushing to grab that one thing.
Yeah.
Just like most things involving like a group, you know, it starts like small and people far away are like, hey, what the fuck's going on? Like all of a sudden. And then as it becomes like more raucous, like the bowl gets like kind of tossed into the air. So now unobstructed, everybody can see it. So as far as they know, there is a legit bowl of food just flying through the air and everybody like converges on it. Almost to like a person. Those unable are like sick or carrying something like way too bulky to move quickly.
Nice.
That's sad. That's sad.
It's sad, but it is so funny.
Sad but effective. It's an evil campaign.
It is an evil game.
It's sad but true.
Sad but true.
Up rules.
We just need some lightning strikes. Sad but true.
Yeah. So yeah, your line has basically disappeared and there is like a mob that seems to be moving away from Reds, and as the line kind of blurs into the average like city foot traffic, this scrum of people not only gets bigger, it gets more intense, and it just continues to like move like throughout the city, up and down alleys, and you just kind of see it.
Nice. So there's no more line though.
No more line.
Sorry.
Hell yeah. Let's
Sorry,
walk on
Red.
up.
Sorry, Red. I hope he's not mad. Our loot's way better than their loot. So
You guys going on in?
walk in the door. Did you see that line? That was crazy.
Ding! The little bell on the door chimes as you walk through. Red's like, one at a time, one at a time. I'll stay open as long as the... What happened to the... You know what? Never mind. I probably don't...
They left.
I probably don't want to know with you guys. So,
It's weird they all left.
welcome. What can I do for you in a small break from single-handedly saving this town's life?
Guns. I need guns. We've discussed this. It's time for that.
Let's discuss this.
That was
Bust them
yesterday.
out. Where
That
are
was
they? I know you.
yesterday.
Yeah. With all that notice that I gave him.
It's been a day.
Yeah. Hey, look, man. I
Yeah,
talked to you this morning. It's about to be lunchtime. What's going on? Yes, my little mischievous friend. I have been looking out. I have reached out to an associate of mine, a Mr. John Wick, known for his dealings. He comes very highly recommended. Has a dog too. Great, loves that thing. But he is unfortunately otherwise detained currently. But I assure you, at your earliest availability, I will set up a meeting.
Okay. Well, you do that for me. Thank you.
Kreegan is going to look at Milk and say, I know you have a history of blowing dogs up. Do not blow that dog up.
I won't blow him up. I won't slice him up, he says as he looks down at his dog slicer.
Puts it away nervously.
Yeah,
No.
He's all.
So, for the non-firearm aficionado, what may I do for you this afternoon? I imagine something more than candlesticks and picture frames.
We have some onyx gemstones and some other interesting items for sale for the right price.
So I take a look at it and kind of I don't know. It's a lot of weird stuff going on. It's hard to really say what's worth what anymore. I'm gonna pick up the other one and kind of look at it. No. I couldn't get you anything for this right now among the peasantries. He's just going to reach into like this sack and just this handful of grain. I get 30, 40 gold for this. Can't do nothing with this right now. Luckily, I would imagine this plethora of loot as a result of maybe the fate of this town taking a sudden turn. And this is but the beginning of perhaps a more evened economy to come.
Let's just say that tomorrow is a new day.
I will be glad to return to a more normal level of commerce. And you can tell, like, his shop is like cramped. My man's been buying stuff all day, doing the best he can. There is just shit everywhere, stacked up, piled up. Some of it looks kind of nice, some of it looks janky as hell. But he was like, he kind of looks around and you can sense him feeling cramped. I hope everybody's able to reacquire their possessions once things return to normal. Kind of look around. So very well. Let us look through everything you have. Somebody do the math for me real quick. I know this is a thing. Are we selling everything in there? What you guys gonna take?
The striking rune we should probably definitely keep. Mathematically, it would help best on Milk because Milk has the highest 2 hit out of anyone where he's a gunslinger. That being said, I don't care who takes it. Obviously, sorry, Nick, you can't have it. You don't use weapons. But we should keep that. The +1 rune we can sell unless someone has another weapon that they want to, use. Also, Milk also has his alchemy shot things. So the acid flask and the frost vial would save you money in the long term since we already have those, and they're moderate, which means that they're quite a bit stronger. So you get like the
anything that anybody wants to keep for themselves, just put it in the storage too for right now.
Yeah, I am going to go
I
ahead.
was just sticking it into my inventory.
Oh, there you
straight out
go.
of
That works too.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go and remove the striking rune from that dagger. But like I said, it should probably go to Milk, so feel free to add a striking to your...
And then,
The antidote I will take.
Yeah, you need it after the...
And the smoke stick I will take. Do we want to keep this rat, or are we gonna... Is anybody...
I took the bracelet. A familiar rat?
Yeah, does anybody want the rat?
Not really.
No, I guess we'll...
I didn't pick a familiar, so...
Yeah. Unless people just want it as a pet.
I mean, we can put him in the house if he's good. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to...
Yeah, let's put him in the house because it's 0 GP for him, so we might as
Alright.
well just...
So either way. And the flagon we're
he's our
keeping
pet.
too, because that's going in the house. Great key, that can go in the house, because, yeah, I guess everything in there that's left is...
Where's that rune at?
I removed it just in your weapon. So if you go to your weapons, click edit on the weapon itself. Go over to the roles tab. Not the roles tab. Sorry, the details tab. On the second little part, it should say material, composition, and runes. And for striking rune, just select the regular striking. That work for you?
One more time, will you describe how to do that?
Yeah, go to your weapon, whichever weapon you want to apply it to, hit the edit item button. When it's there, you'll want to hit the details tab. So it should be like description, details, rules. Hit the details tab. And then go down. It's like the 8th item down. It'll say striking room.
Yeah.
And then just hit striking, and then it'll change it that way.
Awesome. Cool. Got it. Thank you, sir.
No
Right.
problem.
Okay. He looks at the
All right,
stuff that
sell the
you're
rest.
willing to part with, and I'm feeling a bit generous and hoping to revitalize the local economy in the next coming days, if you are to be believed. I offer you 240 gold for all of this.
That sounds fair. I'll kind of look at the rest of the party to make sure they're okay with it.
Yeah, gold.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's a
Yeah,
deal.
give
And
us gold.
Better than
Kreegan-
what,
sorry, go ahead.
it's better than what we got right now.
So goes in the back, like kind of just pulls out his coin purse. He's like, I've barely pulled this thing out all day, and just like a Vegas poker player, just like cleanly, quickly, and efficiently bangs out 240 gold coins, and he's gonna look over and see Simon Gay and, hey friend, you don't look so good. You turn to look at him. He's sweaty, just really not doing well. And no, I am fine. And just falls out right there on the floor. Bang, heads down, no brace himself, heavy thud, and seems to be out cold. Whoa, look, you guys bringing just people in here that are just gonna pass out in my shop?
It
Maybe he
wasn't-
just needs to eat.
wasn't our intention. We'll take him home. Don't worry.
Kreegan kind of like grabs him and he just like throws him over his shoulder.
As
Unless Salvatore wants to do like a quick check medicine wise.
Yeah, I'll do it, but we're doing risky surgery because I don't know this guy. Oh!
Whoa, good Jesus.
So I took out his appendix while I was healing him, but I really put him back together. A+.
Okay. You're going to give him an exam, and his undead features have grown a lot more exaggerated since you first encountered him and set him free from the cell in the Crooked Coffin Inn. His sentences have been getting shorter. He just seems to be becoming less and less like engaged in not only you but like his surroundings.
He's turning. What do we do about that?
We should take him to the house, lock him in the basement.
What? That's my basement.
It's our basement.
You get a room.
It's our basement. You're
Level.
living in it right now. Remember.
Yeah, I mean,
All right.
technically, you've only been traveling with us for like 3 days.
Yeah.
4 days.
Just remember, you're still just renting a room there, Chief.
Hey. He looks around all like. indignant.
Red's gonna kind of, okay, I appreciate your continued business. I look forward to meeting with you in the very near future, my little goblin friend. But in the meantime, I think you can understand having half dead people passing out in my shop is not good business. So if there's nothing else I could do for you, I'm gonna try to go regain some of my potential customers without trying to figure out what you guys did to make them go away.
Nothing.
And that should end up being 60 gold each out of the 240. So just
Alright,
make sure you
get
add
your-
that to your.
Get your dead, undead, re-dead friend, whatever. Get him out of my shop. He's gonna look at Milk and return to kind of the business man. I will be sure to contact you as soon as I get in contact with John.
Very well, thank you.
Now get out of here and don't do whatever it is you guys did to get rid of my line. I'll see you later. He points to Milk.
Okay, I'll be back.
Out in the streets, this part of the neighborhood is completely empty. Everybody that was in line is clearly gone. Everybody that was just kind of milling about on the streets also gone. And off in the distance, just over some of the low slung buildings of the town, there's this like commotion and this like dust cloud that you can almost see just kind of kicked up around the fronts of buildings like a block or two over.
Are we trying to get involved, or are we just gonna go drop this dude off and then get involved?
Can you describe what's happening one more time? Because I heard the dust clouds.
It's a raucous.
It's a ruckus, and like I said, you can see like a dust cloud. You can like hear it off in the distance. It's like only a block or two away. But when you get, you intrinsically turn to go, hey, what the hell is that sound? When you do, over some of like the low slung 1-story little kind of shacks of Grey Dirge, you see like a dust cloud and all this like things being kicked up.
Is this probably still the same cause of the bowl? Like, does it seem like it's people fighting over the bowl?
Very well could be.
I guess Kreegan will.
Well, that's none of our business then.
Yeah, but all of this chaos is kind of annoying Kreegan. So Kreegan will kind of like move people out of the way to just like grab the bowl and just like snap it. So, assuming that fixes the charm, or I guess he could take it back to Salvatore, but probably snap it.
The mob is way too big. It's probably a couple hundred people at this point.
Oh.
You can just see like the outside of the scrum. It eventually makes its way towards you. Like every time you'd watch a cartoon, the cats are getting a fight and it's just a cloud and there's like arms and like punctuation flying out and it's just kind of rolling about. It's basically that. And so it's going to kind of
an handicap cartoon.
Yeah, it's going to like roll by you. And you're going to see what it is. And even if you wanted to intervene, the sheer size of the mob is such that like there's nothing you can do about it.
Gotcha.
I say we get this guy home.
Yeah, in that case, we'll just march on home. Kreegan
Okay.
won't interfere if it's too much work.
Kreegan, as you carry him over your shoulder, like the breathing becomes shallow, and almost like a kind of like squirm and a wiggle. Yeah, not being very cooperative as you try to carry him. And just as you make it up to the house, you start to feel like a forceful, non-enjoyable scratching like at your back.
Kreegan, I guess, will grab him by the ankle and like do like a Hulk smash onto the ground. Because like Kreegan knows this guy's life is like over. He's mindless, essentially, right? At this point.
So you're gonna just, yeah, is that what it is? Like the Hulk Loki thing?
Yeah, Hulk Loki.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna swing him. It's gonna, splat on the ground like a watermelon.
Now I will say, if anyone wants to stop Kreegan, feel free to stop him. But
Milk loves this move.
I would prefer you not splatter his brains all over the sidewalk, but you know, if we're not going to get any answers, then.
would Valterana, would you be able to still brain drain him if he's
Not if
he
it's
is now?
I can do it if he's undead, but he has to he's not like mindless. And I already drank his grapes at the house, and just got like the basic like how he's being tortured kind of thoughts.
So yeah, I guess splatter it is. Sorry,
Okay.
Lewis. Sorry, Vorys.
no, whatever.
Hey, it's on the sidewalk, not our property.
You know, like Kreegan's strength, and you know that if this was any kind of mortal living person, like just squished and like just completely useless and very clearly dead. Despite the force of the impact, the notable splat, some of the body parts compressing into a fine paste, it still like blinks and and like with what little like motor control it has like one hand that's just trying to like squeeze.
Milk. Put her down.
Milk picks his gun off his backpack, loads it, and sticks it right up to the thing's face and the hand, and blast.
Just all over the streets, like bits of rock, bits of God knows what, like go flying. Like the whole thing, like the Western movies, the flock of birds like fly away, like away from the tree, and the door like flies open. Our goon's there, like covered in flour. The house reeks of like this overwhelming smell of rosemary that just like hits you in the face as he opens the door. Oh my God, what happened? Oh, kind of looks up, or at least as best you could tell, looks up. Oh, thank God, you're all alive. Come on in. I've been baking bread all day. Let's go. And as best as he can with his little, like cut off just above the wrist kind of self, like ushers everybody in the house. Don't worry about it. I'll clean it up later. And then closes the door behind you. And we'll take our break on that note. It is currently 8:42. We're going to take about a 10-minute break. Come right back. To everybody watching, thank you very much. Our good friend, Hey Wilson, great to see you. Guys, it's great to be back again. And we'll be back in about 10 minutes to see what happens at home with their buddy Argoon, who's been left alone for quite a bit. Like I said, we'll be back in 10 minutes. Hope to see you on the other side. Boom. 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 All right, we are back from our break. Before we went to break, the party grabbed the prisoners, dealt with them each in an individual basis, running one of them through and granting them the freedom that they'd asked, dropping one of them off to Mistress Howdley, and having one of them who they tried to be nice to not turning out so well, and now looking like a pumpkin on November 15th. On the front porch of the house. Upon returning to the house, Argoon ushered them in after hearing the commotion of the splatting outside. Argoon is covered in flour. He absolutely sucks at wet hand, dry hand, for the simple reason that he only has one hand. And so he's covered in flour. The house has this overwhelming smell of rosemary just permeating the house. And he's excited because, he's excitable. Oh my God, you guys are back. What's going on? What the hell happened outside? What's going on in town? Oh my God, you guys have to see all the bread I baked.
You've been a little busy, not body.
Yeah, man, I don't know if you've heard. There is a food shortage, and from what my sources tell me, we might have the most food in this entire city in this one house, thanks to me.
We should probably bar the doors.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good idea if our house smells like food.
It's just wafting bread. It's like the cartoon, the finger, the spectral cloud finger of smell flying through the air, just beckoning all these hungry people to our home.
My kid's watching a lot of old school Tom and Jerry, so I've seen that in like the last like week.
Carried up off the ground and they just
Kreegan's
Yep.
window.
Yep, like the nostril fish hook.
Yep.
Yeah.
Close the window. Close the
Kreegan, go
window.
guard your window. It's the only window in the house.
Kreegan gets like some of those little spikes that people put on for like outside the walls, you know.
Or so no birds land on it.
That'll do it. That'll keep them damn birds away.
All right. So let me kind of situate everybody. We're gonna just put everybody like in the foyer. Hey, why can't I move you? Oh, wrong one. Sorry, I'm trying to move you with the stream show, not the actual one I can move you with. There we go. Surprise, surprise. It doesn't let me move it with the one for the show. Kreegan, and then Milky Boy. All right, so you were all in the foyer. Our goon is just going bananas. Can you see our goon or not?
Yeah, I just saw him a second ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, there he is. Okay, I didn't see
Yeah.
which transpose he was. So he's covered in flour. Like I said, sucks at wet hand, dry hand. House smells delicious. And he's really excitable and just gives off this golden retriever vibe that he just wants somebody to like pet him on the head.
Let's see what you've been working on.
Oh, thank
Then.
God. I thought you'd never ask. And he just like hustles down, doesn't even wait for you. Just
I'll follow him into the kitchen.
scurries into the kitchen. And our goon, Vorys has like some cooking experience, yes?
Enough to just keep him.
He has gotten really good in a really short amount of time. He strikes you as somebody who, whenever they put their mind to something, can be great at it. He has decided to take up bread baking like it's, April 2020 and has like absolutely like knocked it out of the park. These loaves look great. They are even like a nice shape. Some of them really round. He's really started to learn to like cut the leaves into the top. You see like a razor blade on one of the benches. Like a real operation, triple beam. He's weighing his stuff. I think you're muted, Homie.
So, have you been just cooking since we've been gone?
Yeah, I was worried with everything going on in town that, I know you at least need to eat, and I think Kreegan needs to eat too. But if, this town just turned on itself, we need to be able to like stay safe and be prepared.
Are you creating us a stockpile?
I'm trying to. You never know, man. This place is wild. Riots in the streets, no food.
Well, just remember, sometimes raw food stores better than cooked food.
Oh, I know. I read all about it. I did some math about how much you probably weigh, how much you're likely to eat, how often you're going to be home, and he's going to point to like this chalkboard on the wall that just has like this almost gibberish of calculus. Where he's like, so basically I figured it's like this. He starts pointing out and it's Charlie from It's Always Sunny, like that meme, as he explains to you like the math and like points in the corner of like this pile of bread that's specifically for you, when you're supposed to eat, how much you're supposed to eat, how long it'll last, when he's got to start making more. He's gone full like doomsday prepper.
All right. Well, I'm glad to see that you're taking this in stride. It makes me happy. I don't know if I've ever said that to a hand before, but it makes me happy to see you do something productive.
And he's gonna, from his usual like stance so he can walk, he's gonna kind of plop up on the stump and kind of hold a hand out, maybe like for like a high
High five.
Fuck
All
yeah.
right. I'll throw him a bone.
Fuck yeah. And he's gonna hop back down. He's like, all right, well, I'm like I said, I did all the math. He was like, he points to like this little pile of bread. He's like, that's for you, for like right now, and the meal you missed while you guys were gone all day. Make sure you eat all that. And if anybody needs anything, I'll be in here like cleaning up. All your ingredients arrived. Thank you. And I told the messenger to send me more. And they said they would take care of it. That Red had you guys covered. So, yeah.
Excellent. We might just do some business with bread in the future. Seeing your skills now flourishing, we just might be able to help everyone, including ourselves.
He's like, hell yeah. It's like, I haven't been of service since I was a soldier. He like stands up all proud, like tries to salute with his little fingers.
You are of great service to us right now.
Awesome. All right, well, I'm gonna get back to it. And he starts like humming away.
I'll grab a loaf of bread and start noshing on it.
Okay. While Vorys and Argoon are in the kitchen, Kreegan, what are you doing?
I think Kreegan is going to probably walk to his room and sit in front of his window and feel the breeze.
Okay.
He has
You don't have a window anymore. I thought it was fixed.
No. He fixed the structural issues with it.
Oh, it's an actual window now.
Yeah, it's an actual window.
Oh, okay,
I'm
heard.
gonna fold up
And
the
he has
flag.
the little
at the
3
breeze.
finger
You just had it put
flag.
in, Roger.
Yeah.
All right.
He tried to do it himself. He sucked at it. He got a professional. Vorys still doesn't know about it, and Kreegan's not. Kreegan thinks he got away with it. But yeah.
I mean, Vorys doesn't just go traipsing through people's rooms, so,
All right,
it's one of
so-
those things.
Kreegan's sitting in his room enjoying his tiny little breeze, contemplating his home renovation skills. Milky Boy, what are you gonna do?
I am down in the basement with my like blacksmith's apron and like little plum smuggler shorts, and I have those big giant like goggles that you can like weld and stare at the sun with, and he's down there welding shit together. He's got just like a big pile of junk that he's been collecting whenever he sees it, and he's just starting to put shit together.
Do not ever call them plum smugglers again, please.
Never in my presence do you
Yeah,
do
no.
you use those
I love you,
words.
buddy, but don't ever say that in front of me again. Like, oh my god, that was the most vivid picture I've ever had, and I don't like it.
You're welcome,
of,
dude. You're welcome.
of a fictional character.
Oh god, just so much. Okay. All right. Milk's in the basement. Salvatore, what are you up to?
He's gonna get the other hand, the big hand that we have,
Uh-huh.
and they're gonna start reorganizing the library in alphabetical order.
Okay. Big hand, kind of sluggish, little clumsy, bumps into like the table and the chair. The manual dexterity when you try to hand it books, a little dicey. It is 50-50 whether it's a help or a hindrance.
I
Doesn't
just like kind of follow me around so I can just stack books on him.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
move-
it will do
Moving
that.
footstool.
He's a pack mule.
Yeah, just a moving footstool so I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
just stack.
Yeah, like a dog that just wants attention. The second you called for it, it was happy to oblige, and it'll let you balance marshmallows on its nose all day as long as you just show it some attention.
I'm gonna try to get it like a big leather glove made.
So it's just going to kind of be, moving around outside. Kreegan, give me a perception check, please.
Did you want it to be blonde?
No.
I'll
Okay.
just kind of.
Okay. Oh, okay. As you sit in your room enjoying your window,
A man of simple needs.
Hey, man, like I said, if you had a rocking chair, much more respect. Just sit in your rocking chair, enjoying your window. Totally vibe with it. I get it.
Maybe that'll be the next thing Kreegan makes. It just may break under his weight.
I mean, maybe just show our goon a woodworking video, and my man would probably bang you out like furniture in like 3 days. So as you sit there enjoying, it's a simple life, you're going to hear the kind of rhythmic clattering of soldiers on the march. And not just the sound of like the footsteps, but like the unison clanging of armor as well.
And it sounds like they're coming to this manor.
Yeah, they're coming up the walk. The walk from the front house to like the sidewalk gate of your property is pretty long. So between like the fence and your front door, there's a good stroll.
Kreegan is going to close his flag kind of draped to his window, like close it back, and then he's going to grab his sword and he's going to bust out the room. He's going to say, "There's soldiers coming to the house. Arm yourselves," as he kind of like stomps towards the front door over here.
So Milk's in the basement,
and I will say he's just going to stand right out there with a sword in his hand, like right outside the front door, waiting on them.
Okay.
Jeez.
Vorys, you're gonna hear at least a commotion and an orc like tearing through the house, yelling something about something. Salvatore, you're at least gonna see Kreegan kind of tear through the house. Plum Smuggler downstairs, you got nothing. You are undetectable with your plums thus far.
Yeah. I can't hear a thing. I'm listening to goblin metal down there.
Necrogoblicon.
It would even be better if it was like Goblin Enya.
No.
Kreegan, as you push open the door, you're going to see a band of 6 soldiers. Having been friends, or at least acquaintance of Vorys for a while, you are aware of what the kind of regular city guard looks like. And then you are also aware of what the elite city guard looks like. Well equipped, very disciplined. Like, not to knock what Vorys and his comrades do, but like big time stuff. They march in unison. They all dress the same, blah, blah, blah. They make their way up and they, halt, like right there. Are you the owner of this house?
Kreegan just like spits on the ground and then like looks him dead in the eye, staring him down. You could say that.
A yes or no would have done. On behalf of Lord Governor Taft Seven Stomachs, you were ordered to immediately follow me and accompany me to the High Governor's mansion for dinner.
And if I refuse?
6 is what I have come with. It is not all I can come with.
To me, you are a stranger. Let me grab my acquaintance who may be more familiar with your ilk. He just like takes the sword with the gavel of the sword and bangs the front door. It's like, Vorys.
So Salvatore, Vorys, you are going to hear like a little bit going on outside, but you're definitely going to hear Kreegan like banging on the front door.
Lewis, you're muted. Sorry.
All right. So I will, hearing him call for me, I will come to the entranceway door
Uh-huh.
and just kind of is there something I can help you with?
Ah, yes. A member of our brotherhood, Brother Vorys. I am Lieutenant Shamil of the Lord Governor's private guard. You recognize our uniforms and you know our purpose, yes?
I do. I also don't like to be marched upon in my own house. Is this how the Lord Governor beckons all of his guests?
The Lord Governor sends his apologies as you and your companions have been moving through town. We felt it best to wait until you all returned home and found you in at least a position to have a respect for your position.
I see. And as a respect for my position, you felt the need to bring 6 armed men to my door and threaten my companion.
The Lord Governor, as you can imagine, is not in the business of requesting. He made it a point that I ask at first, as opposed to command. And while not the most courteous of dealings, I assure you it is better than it could have been.
Well, I appreciate your candor and your honesty with me. When is this summon? Shall we leave now, or can I have some time to gather myself and maybe, clean myself because I've had quite a day?
Of course.
We did buy the oozes earlier.
Of course. You will be the High Governor's honored guest, and as such, no dinner engagement would begin without you. We shall wait right here while you and your companions ready yourselves. Upon being ready, we shall head over to the Governor's mansion.
Excellent. We shall be ready shortly.
Very well.
We'll come out when we're done.
Very well, we shall wait here. In fact, we shall wait out in the street as to not seem an occupying force.
I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay.
So I'll usher Kreegan back inside, and I'll kind of yell for Salvatore, and if anybody has seen the goblin.
I'll go. I'll go alert.
Is this to the lieutenant?
No, this is to I kind of want to just address us four.
Okay. No, for Salvatore. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
For Salvatore, this brain drain, are you trying to...
Oh, no, I'm just putting that on my sheet. That's the thing I get
okay.
from the feed. Sorry.
Oh, okay. All right, so they're going to, give you, a courteous bow and, in unison turn and march back into the street, being very clear to close the gate behind them. And they're just hanging out and still very... In a formation. They're not just, laying about. They're still stood up, shoulder to shoulder, outside the gate, but back to you, not seeming to be in a rush.
Okay. Oh, so once everybody gets in the main area, I'll kind of let everybody know that what they did was basically them flexing their muscles at us. Just kind of, the show of force, the guards, everything like that was, them to show us that, they mean business and everything like that. I will tell everybody, it would be wise to be on your better behavior and to look, as good as possible, but, don't go out of your way. We're not trying to impress anybody.
Kreegan kind of grips his hands in a fist and he says, "I do not appreciate them coming to our front door armed, but I will try."
Nor do I, Kreegan. I don't normally agree with you on certain things, but this I certainly agree with. Armed guards on our front doorstep was way out of line, and I'll make sure that I address that point to our dear Lord Governor. But until that point, let us make ready.
Anything anybody wants to do before you head out?
I'm gonna eat my dinner. I'm gonna eat my small meal before I leave, and then I'm gonna go, take a little whore bath in my room.
Give the undercarriage a bit of a how's your father?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
It's been a long day, man. It has been a long day.
Milk's gonna get all ready. Oh, sorry, dude. Milk's gonna wear full clothing. He throws on his armor and his normal, like, pauldron on the one side, and he throws on, like, a nice little cape, like a little half cape, and slicks his ears back, and he's ready to roll.
While Kreegan normally would have cleaned up a bit for like a meeting with Berline, he is going full stink to this meeting. He is not cleaning up one bit.
Musk.
He is going to come with his full natural musk. And he is going to polish his blade.
City, son.
Yeah, Pheromone City. And he's going to polish his blade for, just in case they decide to try something. Kreegan feels very disrespected.
Yeah, so I'm definitely just gonna eat and then slowly get ready. I'm definitely gonna make them wait. Like they're gonna be out there like looking at their wrists. They don't have watches, but they're definitely gonna be out there looking like, man, how long have we been standing out here?
Checking their sundials.
Oh, is this right?
All right, Salvatore, anything before you head out?
No, I mean he doesn't really get very dirty with all the fleeing and hiding.
Standing in the back.
He will instruct the big hand to bar the door after us when we leave, and don't let anybody back inside that's not us.
Okay.
I also got one of my feats when we leveled up. I can turn the little extra room in my room. I can turn that into a safe room.
Dope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet.
So yeah, like we
That
can
is
start
kinda
like
cool.
I want to get like some boxes and stuff made up, and I want to turn that into a fucking vault.
Okay.
That's so cool.
All right. Safe room.
So weird and random.
I know, man. That's why I was like, that's fucking awesome. All right. Once everybody's ready, you guys intentionally, even before you like walk out the door, when you go, okay, are we ready? You wait like a couple extra minutes just to really just give, them the middle finger. As the door opens, our goon's like, hey, be careful. And if you guys can pick up anything on the way back from dinner, or there's any leftovers, I'd really appreciate it. That'd be great. Thank you. Door closes. They all snap to attention and formation, and even kind of part ways as you make your way down the walk to the gate. How would you like us to do this? Behind you, in front of you, to the side of you?
Behind.
Okay.
No, they lead. They lead the way. I am no one's prisoner.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have problems if they try to.
If they try to rush us or anything.
All right, very well. And as they set out, just like Vorys's presence on the streets, the kind of tension and everything that's going on, it gets really quiet really quickly and from a lot further away. Their armor sticks out. They are marching. They look very official. They make their way through. You're led to the governor's mansion, a veritable fortress of bones with a pair of spires rising high above the city. 2 dour ghouls lead the way through narrow passages and down stairways to a chamber well below the streets. In this impressive ossuary-turned dining room, a fine meal is laid out on low tables surrounded by comfortable cushioned chairs. And as these silent ghouls lead you from the front door down to the dining room, you follow them along, see this very nice dining room, and you hear an unfamiliar male voice as well as a familiar female voice chatting and laughing. And as you turn the corner, you see the... Wait, hold on. Where did it go? Here we go. There we go. Okay. Oops.
Whoa.
That's a surprise.
A very fine dressed ghoul, sharp spiky teeth, blue skin, pointy ears, laughing with your friend and mine, our local bloodlord, Lady Berline Howdley. And they're sitting, the two of them, having a good time, just having a drink, laughing as you are led into the room. The ghoul stands up. Greetings. I am Tef Seven Stomachs, High Governor of GrowedUpGeek, and it is a pleasure to make the acquaintance of those that have been so active, shall we say, in my city.
We've had lots to do.
So it would seem. May I invite you in, offer you a drink?
Yeah. An invitation would be quite a change from what was given to us earlier. So yes, I would love to be invited in for a drink.
Please be my guest. And he's going to show you to, like, there's the dining room table and there's just like this nice little sitting area.
Little sidebar.
Little series of like really nice decanters on the table there in the middle. What look to be nice little smokables sitting in an ashtray, ready to go.
Vorys is going for the most expensive stuff. He's gonna like go up to each decanter and give a little sniff and swirl down, sniff and swirl down.
Yes. Right. Help yourself. To my less quick guess, what can I bring for you?
Blood and bones.
Very well. And he snaps his fingers, and you can see like this. Once they start to move, you can see them, but when you first walked in, you didn't realize that the entire perimeter of this dining room is like ghouls shoulder to shoulder, just waiting for a command to go scurry off and do something. So the second milk,
like the old school, like where the butlers are just kind of like standing in a corner, just that very ominous, like, what are your orders, master?
So the second milk says something. The ghoul snaps his fingers, and like 3 other little ghouls suddenly just kind of scurry off. And within a couple seconds, they show up with this big tray and are just very like insistent on giving it to Milk.
Milk takes the tray with the wine or the blood and the bones, and thank you. Very nice.
If this this particular shall we say source of blood is not to your liking, I assure you I do have many more that I could be persuaded to share with my new friends. We are friends, right?
Oh yes,
Kreegan snorts at that.
Milk's sold already.
You, my orc friend. What can I get for you?
I would like to be treated with the orc. What's the word I'm looking for? Hospitality, where they don't require the aid of others to try to intimidate people in their own home. And he's going to look at Vorys. He's going to like close his mouth, and he's just going to like grit his teeth.
As you're doing to this dude in his own home. That's just easy.
Accident.
Just easy.
He's gonna. Yes, I do understand. You must at least see the situation I am in a town with a food shortage, in which the people in charge are usually blamed. It might not be the safest for me to make my way through the city at this time. And I really needed to impress upon you my need to talk to you. And so once again, I do apologize. And I assure you, I mean you no harm or no disrespect. I just saw a sense of urgency.
Well, we are a group that act on urgency, as you well have found out, since this is your wonderful city.
Yes.
As he like leans back in a chair with a drink and lights up.
And you, my cleric friend, what is it that you may ask? As you can imagine, a man in my position is capable of acquiring quite many things for a varied taste of guests.
I'm quite full, actually. I've been dining on the victims of this poisonous plot. Soured my belly.
Yes, the plot. Mistress Howdley was just filling me in on the plot, and she's just kind of sitting there in a chair. Hi, boys. Good to see you. And
Kreegan will actually smile to her and say, "Good to see you too, ma'am. I respect your strength."
At Kreegan's remark, you're going to see the Lord Governor kind of grimace. Kind of, shut his eyes, get like a little bit of a woosah moment. And right as he is literally about to speak, the words are just about to come out of his mouth, Howdley interrupts him. "Oh, so boys, tell me, what have we found?" And you can see him just seething that she interrupts. "So what's been going on, boys? What's happened since the last time I've seen you? What have you found out? Sit.
Yeah, Kreegan will say, "We found the people responsible for poisoning the grain and the ale. They were led by one Kepgetta, the hag-nailed. And let's just say that our Vela Tirana friend here threw her into a bowl of boiling soup and killed her. And we have brought you gifts from the prisoners to your mansion that I'm sure you will be happy to."
I do have a big harvest of tomatoes about to come in that I will need some extra help with. As always, boys, thank you. So this Kepgetta, the hag nailed.
Yes.
I just have to say, as somebody who has quite the collection of fingernails in my attic, I love the name.
Yes,
Well, we can tell you this: it wasn't a name out of irony. It hurt. That damn nail is sharp.
You didn't happen to save it, did you?
Unfortunately, I believe all of her was dissolved into the cauldron that she was thrown into.
It's just as well. So what else? She's the one that poisoned my farm?
Yes, but unfortunately we found out that she was working for another entity. All we know is that they went by Graveclaw. Unless I'm forgetting something there.
That's
That
it.
was okay.
Graveclaw. No, I don't know anything about that. What about you, Lord Governor? And again, just as he's about to speak, she just instantly switches subjects. So, she is now dead. Their means of making the poison, where does that stand?
The brewery is under guard at the moment, but I suggest that either one of you send someone to shut it down permanently.
The Lord Governor kind of stands up and he goes to snap his fingers, and she grabs his hand, puts his hand down. I'll take care of this. My lady, I am the Lord Governor of this town. Its safety is my responsibility. I will take care of it. And you can see him just getting fucking mad again. Enough about this poisoning of a farm. Let's talk about this brewery and the bank and the tannery and various other disturbances you have caused in this town.
Salvatore will speak up and not even look at the governor at all, just keep on looking at Haldoli and be like, oh, we also found a very, how do you say, hollow sounding, wispy sort of vampire. We're calling him a dirge piper. It's a very clever name that we came up with on our adventure. And he has the ability to somewhat hypnotize the undead.
She's like, fascinating. What?
It would be if it wasn't so dangerous.
And you can see the ghoul doesn't know how to really act here. He's very clearly like trying to be the big dog but can't because she's here. He's undead, she's not. I will be sure to send my best men to look into this and to root out whatever problem exists. I thank you for showing me these issues in my town. And Haldoli's gonna give out like a little laugh. No need to send your best men. I already sent mine, and this is what they've done.
Nice. The necromancer should probably handle the undead things. No offense, you are undead, but she knows about the undead. Look at all the ears on her necklace. You can tell.
She like shows it off. She was like, "Thank you for noticing." She's like very proud of it. I just got this. It's been a busy week. Governor just getting even more and more irate, just like slumps into his chair. And she's like all happy and like trying to tell you about all this gossip that she's heard. Some of it about people, you know, some of it just, you know, so-and-so's neighbor's wife is stepping out on him. She's just like a catty little queen here. Just spilling all the tea about everything that's going on in Grey Dirge. Like nothing related to the current situation in town. And the governor's just sitting there getting more and more mad. She's ordering the staff around. She's telling them when to bring out the meals. And they just keep bringing food and drink and all this other stuff. She's having the time of her life. You guys are laughing and having a good old time. And the governor's just sitting there in the head of the table. Nobody paying him any mind. Just fucking stewing.
Can I try to make an impression on Haldoli while we're chit-chatting about...
Yeah.
Let's see.
And I would like to address the governor. What questions did you have upon our deeds in the town?
Finally, somebody of some reason cares about this town. You can understand the burden of my position. I am responsible for the safety of everyone and everything in this town. I cannot have agents acting on the behalf of somebody who may not have the same interest as Hart. Not elected, some haughty noble just comes around throwing her weight around like she's somebody. I am the Lord Governor of this town. And I will be treated with respect that comes with this office. And he's trying to get big and he's trying to get intimidating as he does so.
Is this like, can everyone hear this?
Yeah,
Or,
he's loud about it.
Kreegan will say, he'll just kind of, actually, Lewis, did you want to continue on? Because otherwise.
I mean, if you want to interrupt him, go right ahead, dog.
Kreegan just starts laughing, and he says, "In my clan, we're confident enough in our own strength to go do what we needs to be done. We don't have to send our little errand boys."
And I'll look at
We don't-
Kreegan, and I'll go, just remember, we're not in the wild anymore. We're in the city. People don't act like that.
Kreegan looks at Vorys, he looks at the governor again, and he just like grabs his fork and just like jams it into the piece of meat. Like the fork like bends as he puts it down, and he just like stuffs his mouth full of food, and he just like sits there with his arms crossed, like.
Nice.
Now, I would also agree with what my compatriot says. How he says it, not so much. But what he comes across with, I get.
Salvatore, when you're talking to Howdley, what do you want to talk about, and what are you trying to impress upon her?
I'm just trying to impress upon her that, like, I'm giving her the attention in the room. Like, I'm not talking to him on purpose, kind of a thing, making her feel more important, appeasing to her nobility, just kind of being like a general, like, brown noser, talking
Okay.
about the undead that we saw and how many they were, and how there's a lot of bodies back there for her to reanimate, and we left them as intact as possible so that she wouldn't have to do as much work. Just really, really sucking it up.
Being into the same things that you're into, all the terminology, all the stuff to use. She is thrilled beyond like belief. And even when you're not discussing this exact subject, every little chance she gets, she brings up these little like inside reanimator necromancer jokes that only the two of you get. And so you guys have like a nice little laugh, and sometimes everybody kind of is lost, but they get what's going on. It's like, ha ha ha, necromancer joke. I get it. She thinks you're the most charming thing and just realizes that you guys have so much in common.
Did you see my hat?
And as Kreegan and Vorys kind of stand up to the governor being shitty, Howdley's just going to give out like a giant laugh, and she's a little tipsy. She's like, just sit down. Nobody cares what you think. And he gets just irate, but he sits down.
He knows better.
Kreegan gives a little chuckle as that happens.
Bitch.
I'll look at the governor and be like, you know that we respect you so much, Governor, and that you are just the best leader that we could ever ask for. Howdoli, she just tries to help. She's just here to help you out because you're so important and so nice.
He genuinely looks like he bought it. Like he's just like, yeah, I am. Or all he really needed was the ego stroke. I don't think he needs to actually believe that you're sincere. I think he just needs somebody to say it.
He just needs to hear it. He just needs to hear it. So, I'm down with all for stroking his ego. It's one of those things like, it's like, we only acted on behalf of the Bloodlord because she was the first to reach out to us. We were not travel companions before. We came together in this town, and she used our skills. Would her employing us offend you more?
No, I imagine just acting for the betterment of the city. It's, as you can understand, not being made aware of such proficient agents such as yourselves making their way through my town. If you were to have nefarious intentions, you could imagine my desire to keep tabs on a group as experienced and perhaps effective as you are.
Effective we are. I would agree to that 100%. But like I said, we only act on behalf of the lady because she approached us first. All of our intentions are for Geb. We do everything for the betterment.
Off in the distance, you're interrupted by this like commotion. You can hear one person like screaming, "I don't care what the fuck is going on. You're going to see me right now. I'm sick of putting this off." And just like this clamor, "No, get out of my way." And it slowly makes its way down the same hallway that you did, eventually around the corner. And in the... Sorry. Another ghoul is going to burst through the door. The servant ghouls, in service to the High Governor, are doing their best to block them and as best as they can to keep them out. "No, no, Mr. Lord Governor, you're going to see me. I don't care who you're having for dinner." Howdily gives a big laugh. She was like, "You just can't even maintain order in your own house. People just barging in here and telling you what to do." And she's going to take like a big old drink. She's like, "Well, that's none of my business. Come on in." And the governor got mad that she invited him in. So this ghoul is going to make his way up. "My Lord Governor, I apologize. My name is Vasquez Quicktongue. I am here on behalf of the Tax Collectors Union, that I am here to reopen the GrowedUpGeek Bank. Here is all the paperwork I have. I am set to begin tomorrow. I've been reaching out to you for months and months and months and nothing. And I apologize for bursting in. Sign this waiver and I will be on my way."
Kreegan will say, "The bank is not yours."
"Who the fuck are you?" "Of course it's mine. I'm from the Tax Collectors Union. Look at this piece of paper. It's ours. See? That's what it says."
Kreegan will like take this moment to just like put his hand on the table, like kind of slowly rise up as he just like keeps towering over this person, and then just like step up to him until he's like, his chest is like right up against this guy's face, and he will say, "Let me see that paper."
Say, "What are you gonna do? Punch me in the contract? Here." Shows it
And
to
then
you.
he's gonna grab out another piece of paper. He's gonna say, "I think this one trumps this one. The bank is the builders. And as an official member of the builders, we claim the bank."
No.
And then he's just going to like put his hand on the shoulder and like put weight down onto it.
No. This is the Tax Collectors Union. This is our deed of ownership.
Yes. But if you look at the contract here, there was a clause. And he's trying to sound smart, but Kreegan's not. He doesn't really understand all this stuff too well. But from what he understands, he's like, there was a clause. The bank has been shut down for how long was it? Like 2 years?
2 years and a little bit. The thing reverted back at 2 years. So this is a very recently passing the deadline.
After 2 years, it was to be handed over to the Builders League. You were too late. We own the bank.
No. And he grabs the piece of paper. This can't be. The governor, you can see him like reach out his hand, not even saying anything, just expecting it to be given to him.
That man said, "Give me the fucking paper."
Howley just snatches the 2 papers from the ghoul. She doesn't cough. I did, sorry. She looks at his. She looks at Kreegan's. Wow. It looks like our large orc friend is right. Looks like if you'd actually had this meeting months and months ago when you started trying, the bank would be yours. Man, that sucks. You just missed it. She's going to look at the governor. I mean, nothing he can say. She's going to hand him the paperwork. Just think, if you just taken this guy's appointment, he'd have his bank. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, friend. I don't know what to tell you. And you could just see the ghoul irate. He looks at the Lord Governor. No. Don't look at him. Look at me. Look at me, right here. It belongs to the Builders League. If there's nothing else, you're interrupting my dinner. Get out.
And as she says that, Kreegan will like reach his hand around to like pat him on the back. But like I said, Kreegan like stinks right now. Like he came to this thing. He's just gonna make sure his
stress this
underarm.
enough. Kreegan smells bad.
Yeah, he's just gonna make sure his underarm like goes right in front of this guy's face. I know he's a ghoul, so he probably stinks just as bad, if not worse.
Hey,
It's the rotting flesh, you know. But Kreegan's gonna do it anyways because Kreegan's upset with this guy.
He's gonna like look at the governor and like huff his way out, and just as he's about to turn the corner, he's like, "You're useless. She runs this town and you fucking know it." He's gonna storm out. She just has like the biggest old laugh. All right, woo. This has been just an amazing dinner, you guys. This has been great. I am feeling some kind of way, so I am going to excuse myself, but I wanted to be sure to give you something to reward you for everything that you have done.
yes.
And she's going to, let's see, how does this work? No, that's not it. Did it pop up for you guys?
I don't believe anything popped up.
Here we go. She opens this case. How do I link stuff in chat?
Is it like a loot chest?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can. Maybe because we're all in the Kalak Manor, Baylock. I guess you could drag it onto the floor there, and maybe that would at least. If that would work.
Okay, let's see if that works. Bam!
Awesome. Yeah. The staff.
Yes, she pulls out this very ornate box. It's decorated in the seal of the office of the High Governor. I feel like this is the least I could do for everything you've done for me. Here.
So, that being said, just to make sure, Nick, you know the Pathfinder like staff roles, right?
No, I do not.
we'll save it till after the stream, but I'll catch you up on it. But yeah, that staff will be perfect for you. So
That staff is almost made for him.
yeah, that's what I was just now thinking. Mentalist staff.
I literally, I was looking at it and I was like, wow, that's like made for him.
I'll give her the necromancer's secret handshake, the Reanimators League secret handshake.
She's really good with it too. She's even got like some flair. She shakes her hips like a little bit. She's, gives the extra effort. Isn't like a dead fish going about it.
Nice.
She's got some soul.
We're friends now.
All right, well, I've given you reward. We've eaten. We've had drinks. It's time for me to go. And she just kind of gets up and just like walks out. Doesn't say goodbye to anybody. Like, doesn't thank anybody for a good time. She just gets up and leaves.
Right on.
So
Governor.
I was about to say, I'll turn to the governor and look at him now. It seems she can't extend the same courtesy to you as she does towards us. Maybe we can extend the courtesy. What can we do for you?
I would imagine to be ready to be at the service of GrowedUpGeek. This plot that you have brought before us tonight seems far-reaching, and when we decide what our next move is, I would appreciate your help, as you've proven yourselves quite effective in doing the business of Geb and of GrowedUpGeek.
As long as we agree with you.
I would imagine what is in the best interest for Geb also benefits you as well as inhabitants thereof. I would never ask you to betray your conscience. For me, you are not assassins.
No. I am not.
Well, if it's being in service to the city, consider me still doing my job, sir.
Very well. As you can imagine, I'm quite exhausted. I would bid you good evening at this point, and I will send for you as soon as I am aware of anything that needs attending to.
And please, do feel as if you may confide in us. If you need anything, send a messenger. Armed guards are not well taken at our house, but messengers are always well received.
Very well. And he's gonna stand up. I bid you good night. And he just walks away. Like, just no more than that. Just kind of stands up.
We'll see ourselves out.
Very, very well.
We have Salvatore, who buttered him up, Vorys, who was very diplomatic, and then there was Milk and Kreegan, who was like, fuck this guy.
Yeah. As we're getting up to go, Milk's like, I don't know why we listen to the guy. He's a complete bitch. He never gets anything done. He lets everybody tell him what to do.
As I take one of the decanters and like a handful of his smokables. I mean, he's a nice guy.
I'll grab some of the
three on the way out the
smokables.
door.
as I'm just like walking out with a handful of stuff, like a nice guy.
The ghouls escort you out, and waiting just outside is the same retinue of guards that escorted you to the property. The lieutenant steps forward. It is quite late at night, and you've made quite the names for yourself. May we offer you a protected walk home to show respect to those who do so well for this city.
My clan would laugh at me if I had bodyguards. Kreegan kind of, he doesn't say it too loud, but that's what he, like, loud enough to hear.
Yeah,
I'll
we'll
take-
walk you home.
Yeah, I'll gladly take an escort and walk home.
Very well.
Less work for me to do.
Guards of the High Governor, attention. They snap into place. They like form this like very like professional looking borderline phalanx around you.
Nice.
The lieutenant looks back at you. Upon your word.
Yeah. Take us home.
And
Let's go.
they march you through the city to the gate. And on the way there, you were joined by a couple of cavalrymen in even shinier, prettier armor, big-ass spears up on horses. And people have gotten out of your way, but people have also like opened windows and come outside to see what it is going on that requires the high guard of the Lord Governor escorting people through town.
I want to look like a big shot smoking a cigar, like as I'm being like being paraded around.
You
like,
snatch
yes,
somebody's
I am that
monocle too,
important.
because you're like, fuck
That's
it.
right.
Start humming, putting on the Ritz, going nuts. You make your way up. They peel off like very nicely as they arrive to the gates. We shall post a sentry here at all times for your protection and perhaps to be quicker and more respectful should the Lord Governor call for you in the future.
There's a guard outside of what was it? What was the name of the tavern?
Crooked Coffin.
All right, so there's a city guard posted outside of the Crooked Coffin Tavern. This is where the poisoners were making their base. Make sure you send some guards there as well.
He's gonna kind of look at it, and off in the distance, he's gonna point, and in the rough direction of where the Crooked Coffin was, you are going to see. It's dark now. You guys been at dinner for a while. Just this giant fireball just erupt right about where the Crooked Coffin
Okay.
was.
Taken care of.
I assure you, the Lady Halderly dispatched somebody there the second it was mentioned. She is well on top of this.
Well then, it's good. And until we see you again, good evening.
Very well. And then he's going to march them all back and then march their way off, leaving one dude right outside the gate on the street.
We'll close the gate and lock it. You stand there.
All right. Make your way back up to the house. You walk inside, and it is not the kind of kinetic vibe that it has been. There's no clamoring. There's no little disembodied hand excitedly telling you something. It's eerily quiet. The big hand is like asleep, like a puppy. You can see it like fingers twitching, like as it sleeps.
He's chasing something.
Chasing rabbits. And as you make your way through the house, Argoon is like passed out, like face down in a cookbook, like covered in flour. Snoring, blowing a little flour cloud out every time like he exhales.
So he has like a little like thing on a shelf, right?
Yeah, it's like a cat. It's like a cat
like
bed.
yeah, I was about to say. So I'll kind of like I'll go in the kitchen and just kind of like take him out of the flour because you know I still need that stuff. I don't need him wasting it, blowing it all over the place. So I'm gonna gently put him in his bed and just kind of just chuckle.
Okay. Like you said, it's late at night. Some of you have had quite a bit to drink. I don't know how that affects your metabolism based on your state of living. Is there anything anybody would like to do late into the night before the morning?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and do just a little bit of alchemy before I go to bed.
Okay.
Just mix a couple of formulas together.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start taking measurements and stuff like that for the week of downtime that I need to start preparing the safe house.
Okay.
And Kreegan will go ahead and bathe. We'll go ahead and finally get the stench off of him.
Okay. And then Salvatore.
I will start measuring the big hand for his glove.
Okay. All right. As you settle in for the night after your various activities, obviously we're going to call it there for the evening. So yeah, we've gotten the seeds planted. Obviously the Graveclaw are the thing. Eventually we'll find out more about that. We've established the Lord Governor. Your boy Argoon killing it. And yeah, so that's going to be it for our setup episode, season 2, episode 1. Every week you guys get to see these guys play amazing characters. They are even better people behind them. We give them just a little minute to talk about themselves, and then we will get on out of here and let you enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night. Let us start with Milky Boy. You got to go to somebody's house. You got to like put your feet up, eat and drink whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
You took some smokables on the way out?
Yeah.
All right.
He's ripping on right now while he's
All right.
down there mixing formula.
So aside from you thinking the governor is a bitch, which is probably an accurate like appraisal of him, my man's got good drink and my man's got good smoke, so he can't be too bad, right?
It's got good
No.
taste.
Yeah. I mean, his taste was never in question. It was his gumption.
Okay. And then Milky Boy, what are you hoping to maybe accomplish here in the little bit while you wait for further instructions?
He's gonna stockpile as much ammo as he possibly can and get ready for anything.
Okay.
He's gonna make some other kits and things like that. He's got improvised tools now, so he's down there making like thieves kits, and he's making all kinds of like animal skinning kits and just cranking them all out of junk that he's found laying around.
All right. Nice. And then tell us about our boy Tenta.
I'm Tenta. I am a 40-year-old dude that loves Pathfinder and most all the tabletop RPGs I've actually played have been great. And happy to be here still with these guys. Been here since day one, and it's been awesome.
Thanks, buddy. Glad to have you. All right. Kreegan, you got to kind of use your big bit of information in a dispute. You have essentially one of the things about this adventure is that you're going to have to pick factions against each other at certain times. Obviously, you chose your own, the Builders versus the Tax Collectors Union. Word of that task will surely travel up the chain and win you some sort of reward. No hesitation, right?
Yeah, I mean, for Kreegan, it's not. Now, if Lewis, Nick, Tenta, if you all ever think that we should do something else, I will find a way to make it work with Kreegan's like personality. So just be sure to let me know if that ever comes up. But yeah, I mean, for Kreegan, there was no question. The builders are the reason why Kreegan's clan is like able to survive. They give shelter, they give the food, and while like it is sort of coerced, I mean, for Kreegan, that's all he knew. So he has, even though it's not like he has like he doesn't have an undying loyalty to the builders. He does like try to, pay it back.
All right, very nice. And then tell us about our friend Landon.
Yeah, so I'm Landon Baker. I am a software developer by day and a gamer at night. I do have a wife and I have 2 big old St. Bernard puppies. They are a lot to deal with at the moment because we're in the middle of a move. So every time someone comes to see the house, we have to like load them into the car, and so they don't enjoy those like car trips when it's like 90 degrees outside. I can tell you that.
Oh.
But yeah, it's not fun. But I love these guys. I look forward to this every week. Tonight's session, I know there wasn't any combat, but I just had so much fun in it. So I really look forward to next week as well. Thank you guys for coming and playing and everything. It's really awesome. So.
Awesome. Love you, buddy. Our city guard, who has met now the High Governor, the Bloodlord, killed somebody who wanted to die, turned over yet another person to the Bloodlord. So Vorys, somewhat vigilante-ish, maybe?
I get it. Yeah. Well, I mean, Vorys
Rogue
travels
cop?
to the beat of his travels to the beat of his own drum.
Chaotic good?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with true neutral, man. Like,
Okay.
just
Alright.
kidding, but yeah, killed the only other person that he knew of from the Carters at the time. So yeah, you got to cut ties sometimes to gain other ties other times. So it's one of those things. Vorys, he doesn't like to look back on the decisions he's made. He lives with the decisions he made, right or wrong. And that's why he's actually ended up in Geb. So it's kind of how that goes.
Tell us about our friend Lewis.
I'm Lewis. I am an avid gamer with my good friend Manny right here. He's basically the only person that I've actually gotten to tabletop game with, because my other friends when I was younger weren't quite as nerdy as I was. So yeah. These other gentlemen that I have been gaming with for these years are amazing. I really can't imagine playing with many other people. So yeah, you guys are awesome. This game is awesome. I'm having a blast.
Nice. Love you, buddy. Last and not least, made a genuine connection, as well as got a shiny new staff. Salvatore, looking out pretty good here.
Yeah, he's loving being his old con man trickster self, and getting to perform some deceptions and diplomacy, and really he's good at sucking up. So that's what he does. So sucking up and hiding and healing now. So
Risky surgery. Nailing it.
He's having a blast.
Awesome.
He's having a blast, and as long as the governor thinks that he's okay, it'll be fine. He'd rather be in the pocket of a bloodlord than a governor.
Fair. I think that's pretty much understood, and I think my man knows that, and that's why he's kind of shitty about it. And then tell us about our boy Nick.
My name is Nick. I live in California. I just got back from a nice little vacation, back to the heat, but it is what it is. We will all eventually die from the universe's inevitable heat death. So we definitely feel a couple steps closer to the sun right now. I have a great wife, 2 cats, and a dog. I love gaming. I love gaming with these guys. Super fun. Pathfinder is a great system. Having a lot of fun. So
Awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you, buddy. That is going to do us tonight for our season 2 season premiere. Check us out next week as we bring you episode 2. We continue along with the new mystery of season 2. To everybody who watched, thank you as always to my amazing players. I love you guys. I'm glad we get to do this every week. I have a great time, and we'll see everybody next week. Always remember, I love tabletop role-playing games and the people who play them. Thanks for watching. We'll see everybody next week, and we are out of here. Bye bye.